We decided to move back to Connecticut because we wanted to be closer to family. And the reason we chose Lydia was because we used her when we moved out to California and we had a really good experience. And so it was just a natural fit to use her again.
So I was out here first for work. So I was in charge of finding the right neighborhoods. And I went out with Lydia a few times to scope out the different neighborhoods. And we landed on Oak Park. It's a beautiful neighborhood. And Lydia really knows everything about the different areas here and sort of guided us to this house.
So I reached out to Lydia when we kind of had determined we were going to move, like sort of well in advance, like maybe November, to sort of just understand what the process was going to be like. So then we reached back out in January, started talking through the timeline, like we wanted to move by the end of school. So dating back from that, when would we do that? She kind of walked us through how long things would take and when would be the optimal time to list.
And also thinking about interest rates too. I think we were also keeping an eye on the market and different factors that would influence that decision. Yes.
Once we decided to do it, it was very quick. And we probably could have gone faster. I think, we just didn't need to. But really, like once you sign up, that's like a machine that just starts. You don't really have to do anything. You just wait for emails and DocuSigns, and the office schedules everything for you.
But we had a good experience once we decided to list, and the team came over and prepped the house and took photos, and that was pretty much all it took.
Yeah. I'm sure there was a lot more behind the scenes that we were not even aware of. The day we were supposed to take pictures, which we did take the pictures, there were some potential buyers that came through that Lydia had contacts with. So she brought them in and they said, what would it take to not list the house? And she gave them a price. She had talked to us beforehand, gave them a price, and they said, okay. So that was it. It was pretty easy. So we never had to have an open house or anything. It's just done.
Well, we decided on a list price that we were and Lydia was on top of that and talked us through that. We had agreed on a number, and then when they had these potential buyers, we knew that there was a lot of interest in the house, and she asked for a number above that, and
like well above that. It wouldn't. We talked through the pros and cons, and this number was above what she thought we could negotiate up to. So it all worked out. I definitely trust her judgment, and she seems to know how to handle things and calm me down.
Well, keeping the eye on the ball is one of her strengths. Knowing where to give and where we should put our foot down was extremely useful. This was a big decision for us, and it turned out that this was a really easy process, and it was just a very professional team that made everything really easy. So I'm very grateful.
I always feel like Lydia pushes us a little bit to ask for more money or ask for things that I probably never would have, both when we purchased this house and when we sold it. So I appreciate that, because I would probably give up earlier.
We highly recommend the Lydia Gable Realty Group.